What's up, guys? Some dickhead back at it again with today's episode of messing around in the garage with J Frosty while he fiddles with cars like the Mark II and others. What do we got? Oil. Did I see it drip? That's a pretty good indicator it's coming from there. Oil. What's that? What's there? Is that the drain plug? Found the Mk7 leaking oil, which is not good. So I'm waiting around on this FCP Euro, 20% off, maybe 40, probably 0. Sale, which starts at 10. Here we have it's $9.39. This is the junk I need. I've got an oil pan, we're going steel, a windage tray, which I guess crushes when you install it. So you need to replace that, and an oil change kit. We're gonna see how bad this is after that sale and snag it. Okay, and so there we have it. Stuff's showing up, and hopefully that should fix, good Lord, this oil leak on this vehicle, which should be reliable. This is the newest one. Let's see what we got. Should be a steel pan. That must be the pan and a baffle. And oil change goodies. This project has gotten way out of control. There's so much FCP Euro bullshit everywhere. I had to go out of town, so this thing is just... I mean, I guess you could have put a pan under there, and you didn't. I gotta take a look back at this, figure out where I was and what I need to do. Basically what happened was the pan that they sent me, this bolt sheared off. That's this one, sheared under regular torque. And actually I'm legitimately using a torque wrench too, so it's not like I came up with anything crazy. 9 Newton meters is the torque spec on that. That's what it was. It just snapped off. So I'd already gotten Permatex applied, placed the baffle, stuck the thing on there, torqued everything, and then that snapped off. So I had to take all this stuff off quickly before the Permatex cured. They sent me another one. It looks like I'm reusing the baffle. It looks like they sent me some new bolts, which is cool, I guess. It's the same pan though, so I'm not super excited about that because this one was just a cheap piece of shit. I mean, it didn't put anything crazy on it in terms of torque, so if that's all it'll do, that's not ideal. But I will go ahead and put the other one on. Hopefully there's no rattling. I've heard that if you reuse your baffle, it'll rattle, but we'll see. So that's what's going on, and hopefully I get the shit cleaned up. I mean, good Lord. What an idiot. Fucking dumbass, you know, leaving that shit. Had to go out of town, so it's just been sitting and leaking onto the ground. I think this is all new stuff. And maybe this box. They sent me specifically a new pan, tube of gasket bullshit. Looks like they sent me a seal for the oil level sensor. New bolts for here, great. And oil pan bolts for that. And another thing of Permatex. Not seeing a baffle. Look at this. This is so crazy looking. Anyway, also it's fucking cold in here, so I think I'm gonna get started with this first. Probably shockingly, I did recognize that I had this around a whole bunch of like cardboard and flammable liquid and whatnot, so I moved that stuff. Now, classic. Oh yeah. Ooh, it's a little chilly in here still. It's always kind of hard to remember where you were. So, where were you? I think I need to start with this mess. I'm gonna hang on to this baffle, get this sensor off. Okay, so these are 10 mil as I recall. That's probably out here somewhere. Transfer this first and torque it to spec just in the event that it breaks again. I haven't Permatexed all this shit and whatnot. Take these loose. Okay, put these over here with the rest of the broken ones, label them. Oil, sensor number, what, 2? What do you think about this gasket? This is the new one that they sent me. I think they sent me another one, so I guess maybe just hang on to this. I talked to the dealer about doing this job, and he said that these are prone to fail on these older cars. So like, God damn it, what do you... Older cars? Anyway, yeah, this looks like it's just made out of cheap bullshit, so that's probably why it broke. Doesn't give me a lot of confidence in the new one, because I'm sure it's the same. Let's take a look. Cool of them to send me new stuff. I wish they'd sent the baffle. I don't need this. I don't think I'm gonna use it. This stuff I will use new. I don't know what happens to these when you torque them, if they stretch or whatever. This shit I also don't think I need, because I'm gonna use the Permatex. And there's the new oil pan. So this is the stuff we need. I think we're in a good place to make some moves. So let's see. Just taking these plastic things off. It really looks to be about the same. And this, I saw, this goes down, so it goes this way. It points towards the oil drain plug, and it wants these 10 mils. And I could see, like, maybe, you know, if I'm resting the oil level sensor like this, it might, you know, put some pressure on these or something. But I put this on the car, so that couldn't have been a factor. I think it's just cheap. And I'm reusing this seal. It's new, but it's been on there once. I'm hoping that that's fine. We'll see. And torque-wise, I read on the internet, which makes it true, that this is 9 Newton meters. I have this bike tool, so the specs on this, I'm sure, are absolutely spot on. I'm just snugging them down, and then we'll see if they click. Okay, that one definitely went. I'm so scared of these. Okay, 2 out of 3, which is where I was before. Oh, there we go. Okay, all torqued. Let's see. The baffle, that's this one, and I think there should be an O-ring here, which I think I saw under the car. I'm gonna need a Torx this one. Okay. Oh, it's nasty under here. There's the O-ring I was looking for. This just sits on this, I'm pretty sure. That went. You know, now is actually a pretty good time to dry this mating surface off. So maybe I'll do that first before putting this baffle on. And that screw that I just had is, of course, here. So let's not lose that. I think I might just, for my own comfort, not lay on this. That is a problem for later. One of these. And some of this brake cleaner next to this open flame. Nice. Just drying this off. This thing's been draining for almost a week. I'm a little bit nervous about just, you know, starting it. I guess that's fine. Maybe it isn't, I don't know. If you do know, let me know if it's, if I made a big mistake. So I think what I'm gonna do is a little of that. See if that'll help me out. I do want a nice clean surface. That smell. Okay. All right, back to this. Baffle goes right here. Both gaskets intact, yes they are. Sits in there like that. Oh, right up in there. I don't have a torque spec on this one. I'm just gonna go, you know, like, do what feels right. It's just some plastic. Oh shit. Not supposed to sit up in there? Yes, it is. Just snug. That seems fine. Okay. I think, unless I'm mistaken, it's Permatex on this. And just put the pan on there. That's supposed to sit overnight. Fucking cold in here. Got the bullshit Honda and the bullshit Volkswagen. That one's an 86. This one's 2016. 30 years of Volkswagen. Okay. Let's just get to it. like icing a cake. The instructions on this tube say to go around the bolt holes. I'm honestly not super sure what that means. Obviously go around them, but like all the way around them, just around the outside, around the inside. I think what I'm going to do is go on the inside and then come back and go around the outside of each one. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to use like too much of this, or it'll like, when you put it on, it'll squeeze out into the inside of the oil pan, and this shit will get up into your oil pickup tube and cause a lot of problems, potentially catastrophic problems. So don't put it on too thick. That's what I'm saying to myself. I'd never make it as a doctor. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go around each one of the outsides. I would guess, now that I'm actually doing this, that just one seal has gotta be plenty. The good thing about all of this kind of stuff is that only you know what I mean? Nobody's ever gonna look and see how bad it is. So you can take some comfort in that, you know? It's like, yeah, it looks like shit, but nobody's gonna see it. It's gonna be another one of those additional set of hands would be helpful things. We're gonna see if we can make it work. Okay, get one of those squared away. Lovely, okay. All I need is like one or two to hold it in place, and then I can get moving. Okay, that's looking all right. Oh. That's enough to get us started. All right, now we'll just put them in. I'm not doing anything super special here in terms of putting them on pattern, just generally opposite. And I'm not getting crazy with the torque either, just getting them on. Turning bolts instead of driving. That's interesting. 3029, what the hell does that mean? Probably the expiration date. Knowing this fucking car. Yep. It's a hard cut. Well, the oil pan, it looked like it's just kind of a piece of crap. And the hole on the pan didn't quite line up with the block, but it did go on there and not too big of a deal. And then I saw this says you're supposed to let dry for 1 hour, then tighten to torque specs. Allow 24 hours to cure before filling with fluids or returning to service. So I've been waiting around for an hour for that to kind of dry up or whatever. And then I also made a little cheat sheet. This is the pattern for how to tighten. So this one, and that one, and that one, and that one, right on around, and they all go to 8 Newton meters, which this is currently set for. So, got a couple more minutes to wait. I am gonna wait an actual hour. So kind of waiting around in grandma's heater, and then we'll get it tightened on there. I think we've basically been an hour, so I'm ready to get under there and tighten this thing down. I'm trying to think of what all to get done tonight besides that, and I think that's basically what I'm gonna do. I might be able to swap the filter out, maybe, but it probably makes more sense to just not mess with anything oil related until tomorrow. This is supposed to cure for 24 hours, so this is tomorrow night, which seems like a fucking lot. It'd be nice to get this over with, but you gotta be patient, I guess. So here's my cheat sheet for directions. Say tighten to 8 Newton meters and then give it another 1/8 of a turn, like once you've done the entire pattern. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm starting with 1, which is this one. We're gonna go to 8 with it. Okay, this one's 2. Okay, then next to it, but this way is 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Yes. $14. Okay. Okay, so that's my cheat sheet. And then the next torque bit is this one here. Little nervous, but it'll be fine. 45 degrees, additional turn. So none of them felt like they were gonna give up the ghost or whatever, but I guess they could. Now let's see. I'm gonna try to be very cautious to actually do exactly that. So that seems like 45 to me. That's tight. And across, don't do too crazy now. Just a little bit. Oof, that was tighter. 3. Seven. I might not be getting a full 45 degrees on some of these, but I'm trusting my hand on it. I mean, I feel how tight it is, so I think I get the idea, you know what I mean? It's just snug it up a little more. Yeah, I like that. That's about right. You can feel there's like they'll go a little bit more. They don't want to go a ton more, but they will a little bit. And this was 11. Okay, that's the oil pan on. So now I believe, wait around for that to cure for 24 hours. Dang, about 24 hours before filling with fluids. So it's a little later. I'd like to do this tomorrow during the day, but that says it won't be enough time. I really don't want to go ahead and put all this shit back together until I like really get a look at it. So I think I'll wait on that. It's just a handful of screws anyway. So I guess I'll wait the 24 hours, do the filter, do the oil, start it, see if it welds itself together from not having enough oil. And if it does okay, put this skid plate, I guess, for lack of a better term, the plastic bullshit. Put that back under it, get it out of the way, and clean up some of that shit. But I think that's gonna be it for now. So, on to tomorrow. Don't forget this. That's important. Mk7's back together. I've got oil in it. Changed the filter. Put the skid plate back on. Everything's together. That looks a lot like oil to me, so that's really cool. But I haven't driven it yet. Maybe that seal just needs to get primed or whatever. So I think I'm gonna cruise it around and get it up to temperature and see if that's a job well done or a waste of time. Did have a lot of oil on the ground though, so I can't tell if this is new oil or not. I think kind of just cruising the thing around a little bit to get it up to temperature. Okay, great. I couldn't quite tell if that oil on the floor was new or old. I had so much oil everywhere that it's possible it was just residual wetness on the floor, but it looked like a pretty suspicious location to me. So it probably was leaking out of the oil level sensor seal. And this is the first time that I've run it up to temperature, so maybe that'll seal with the heat cycle. Maybe not. It may just leak from there. It's a pretty weak design, I think. In my opinion, I don't know why. It seems like it's designed to fail from multiple locations. Definitely around the plastic oil pan with the O-ring or whatever. That's preposterous. And I don't know what you do different for the oil level sensor. I don't know why you'd want to access one so frequently that you would put it outside the pan. It seems like the risk of having it outside the pan is it would leak, and it does. So I don't know, we'll see. But my plan is to run it around, get a couple of heat cycles, and just look at the oil and see if it's coming out. If it is, it's probably from that seal, the oil level seal. Hopefully it doesn't, but either way, thanks for hanging out with me. At the very least, this thing got an oil change, which I'm sure it appreciates. So yeah, thanks. See ya.